And welcome back to another Trials and Tribulations with Tenno Siege. This is Fearless Anderson. Today we are running the Roosevelt Island Owl Easter Egg. So what you got to do, there are several places that you have to find in order, and they are all over the map. It's going to have me running around backwards and forwards and all sorts of craziness. First candle is on the outside of Emmeline's little tunnel system. Before you jump into the tunnel, all right, you have to have defeated everything and then go loop back through instead of leaving the mission. Okay, got to make that very clear. So before you jump into the tunnel, you hang a right and you go through the little plastic area into the nice little outside area. And off to the right, you'll find a little owl statue that will tell you to light the candle. If you light it in the right order, it will turn green. Okay, so that is the first point of understanding. Is also over here is where you're going to end your wild goose chase. So we'll get to that in a minute. But first, alrighty, so we've done number one. Number two is on a stump past the final combat area. All right, so we jump into the tunnel because it's faster to go this way than it is to go back. All right, so apparently there's an owl somewhere in this area. I haven't found that one yet, but we'll get to that in a minute. As you're leaving her dirt area, it says there's an owl to the right. Let's see if we find it. Ah, I see it. It is right here. We will not light this one until later. All right. So running in circles. There are no enemies active in this map anymore, so you're not going to get to see me running and gunning. However, we've got the first one done. Number two is just past the final combat area. All right, so let's get to the final combat area, which is through here. Hours now, not anymore. All right, so we go through, we jump the fence. All right, and you go like you're going to leave the game or the mission. If I do this right the first time, hopefully this won't be terribly long. Okay, so it's just up over here, if memory serves. And of course it's dark now. So here we are. Next owl. All right, and we got a green. So cool. So number three is in the arena with the plane fuselage forming a tunnel that splits the area. You're going to look for a crops tent, and it'll be to the right of the fuselage. Only way to get there is by going back around. Yeah, like I said, wild goose chase. There are 7 total owls. Okay, so we've lit 2. Let's see if we can go do this. Now, problem, if you get this wrong, they will reset, and you got to do it all over again. So try to get it right the first time. Here we go. Now, I've never done this, so I'm learning with you. There's another owl over here on this little wooden walkway that we'll be returning to, because, you know, why would anything be straightforward? Where'd it go? We'll find it. Oh well, anyway, that's not until another owl, so we'll find that one. That's owl number 5, so we'll come back to that. All right, here's the crashed plane. Running and running and running, running through it. All right, so the person who first turned me on to this was Merrick, one of my clanmates. He told me that there was one. He never, I never let him show me where it was because I figured it was going to take a while, so I didn't want to waste his time. Alrighty, so here we are. so there is an owl somewhere over here. The crops tent. Right. Find the owl to the right of the plane fuselage. There's the fuselage. Here's to the right. And of course it's dark, so it's harder to see. That we will find it. Always bugged me in this mission because there was so much that you could explore. So it just upsets me that I didn't figure it out on my own, because I should have. Of course, I need to be able to actually find the owl. Ah, it's a little dark, hard to see. Here we go. All right, so that's number 3. 3 is outside the fuselage. Just remember that. All right, number 4. Leaving the dirt escape tunnel from Emmeline's HQ, we're going to look to the right to spot this particular owl. And unfortunately, we have to go all the way through. Okay. So that is a lot of running. If this guy had my my Apple Watch on, he'd be getting all my steps for the day. All right, so that's 4 is a long way away. I'm gonna have to run all the way through. This is ridiculous, but you know, hopefully I'll only have to do it this one time. Gotta say, first time I played this, I thought it was overly hard. As I've progressed through the game and improved my character, it's gotten easier and easier. Now I'm at the point where I can solo it, but it gets a little more challenging each time anyway, which is nice. You want challenge. All right, so there's another owl that will be lighting up after the next one I'm heading to, and that's through here, and you'll find it off to the left up ahead. So running up ahead, there is an owl right here next to the very sad picture of what appears to be a little girl holding a dead dog. I mean, they really go for the jugular in this game, don't they? All right, so that's where it's at, right next to the ammo box. Okay, but we're going to come back to that. That's the worst part about it. It would be really easy to just be like, oh, I lit a candle, and then you found another one and then lit it and it was wrong. You would know it because you didn't necessarily know what you were looking for. So thanks for a variety of internet resources that tell us where to go. All right, so we are on our way to number 4, which is leaving the dirt escape tunnel from Emmeline's HQ. A lot of running. We're still running. Do 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 do. Oh, might as well get some extra points for looting. All right, we're gonna go all the way through. Another owl over here. I believe it's number 7. If memory serves me. I'll get there. I'm following what I have written down in my notes. So you'll come around, and it's right there. Interesting thing is, I know everything is dead, and yet there are guys on the other side of this fence line that are fighting each other. So that one's interesting. All right, so that's the last one. That's number 7, but we're heading to number 4, which is back in her escape tunnel. All right, this may feel a little repetitive. It is for me. Doop, 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 doop. Tell you what, though, the more you play this level, the more you get a feel for where everything is. Do, 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 do. All right. Okay, so leaving her dirt escape tunnel, it'll be to the right. Now, I didn't find it before, so let's see if we can find it now. I do not think... It's not in here. Nope, nope, nope. Really sad scene, though. This one really breaks your heart, too. It's a little shrine to what is apparently a little girl who must not have made it. All right, so jumping into the tunnel. And you can't get back out, so hopefully we're on the right track. All right, says, oh yes, that's right, did find it. Now, leaving the dirt tunnel. It's been a long day. Okay, next owl. Son key. I found it before. Nope. Where is it? It's over here somewhere. Bear with me. It's dark over here, so it's a lot harder to see. Wherefore art thou, owl? Ah, there it is. All right, that's number 4. Working our way downtown. Lighting owls. Okay, so for your memory, number 4 is right outside of the tunnel that you come out of, located just past this first light tower. So that's number 4. All right, number 5. Guess what? We're heading back to the wooden bridge at the start of the mission. Yay! Yep. And more running and running and running. Okay. This is just one of those games where you see some really interesting details. It'd be nice if you could go backward, but you can't. So that's how it goes. All right. Number 5, at the wooden bridge near the start of the mission. Look for the back left after crossing the bridge. Okay. So we're running right back in circles. I think this is our second lap. Looks to be like there will be 3 laps total. There's my other candle are still lit. So they do stay lit. It's not a race. There's no timer. I could go slower, but I really don't want to. So let's get this Easter egg taken care of so we can be on our and never have to do it again. Unless we're really bored. All right, so we jump down, and again, instead of leaving the mission, we head right back into the battle zone. All right, so we're going to follow this wooden bridge. And here's the owl. All right. Woohoo, and it's green, which means it's good. So that's number 5. All right, so number 6 is the one directly after the burn pits. Boo. All right, so we're heading to the burn pits, which are a little ways away. Whoop, and might as well just jump over. Parkour. Parkour. Oh, and of course, I'm running this on hard mode, so randomly, there were two agents that I found in this one earlier. Two rogue agents. So that was fun. Okay, so heading to the burn pits. Through here. Doop 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 doop. Yeah. It starts to all look the same after a bit. I almost thought I'd run past the little girl and her dog, but nope. That's because I found her for you about 4 minutes ago. Parkour. Parkour. How many times can Fearless Anderson say parkour in one video? Parkour. I'm just kidding. But, you got to keep it interesting. Now, this burn pit's really interesting. When you realize the amount of bodies that they have stacked in such a large area, it makes you wonder how horrific things were in such a short amount of time. Pretty terrifying when you think about it, considering it only took a few months of COVID quarantine to fill up the morgues in New York City. Had COVID been as bad as they had feared, it may have turned out quite like this. So, scary. All right, one more candle to go, and this is at Camp Area E, over by the crops tent. Luckily, we're not terribly far from that. So let's go find out what's what. All right, we're on the last candle. Parkour. It's interesting how all of these little LED screens are still active, even though everything's been toast for quite a few months. My understanding on the timeline is that it's not even been a year since the Green Plague in this game started. So that's interesting how quickly things deteriorated from society to everything else. So I don't know how much I buy that, because it had to have been at least a year or two for ivy like this to grow. So that's my personal opinion. As quickly as this nature has taken over, I wonder. All right, so final one. You find this crops, right? Go past it, tiny little corrugated metal. Look for the hippie guitar, and there's your final candle. All right. You got it right because you hear an owl hoot. And now it's time to go find out what it is that we have done. Now, spoiler alert, I'm going to share the video. So now that you know where everything is, if you want to wait for your surprise, now would be a good time to stop watching the video. Don't normally tell people not to do that. I am going to head back to the tunnel, though. So I'll give you a last warning if you're still watching. Running, running, running. Yes, you've definitely gotten your fill of this level. Now, I have spent hours and hours and hours exploring every inch of this place, so it's been interesting. Up above here, there's a rifle case. Don't forget to check that. They got them hidden all over the place. Get to know this level. There's a lot of good stuff that you can get from this. Alrighty, so we cut through here, and before jumping down, don't go this way. Cut through. If everything worked like it's supposed to, you see it completed. So, bam, here we are. All right. So for those of you who do not want a spoiler, now would be an excellent time to turn it off. So here we go. Let's go find out. Looks like we're looking for Charlie. Okay. Interesting. Very interesting because the owl, it represents knowledge and all that good stuff. There's supposed to be cutscene or a recording of some sort. So let's see, what am I doing wrong? Alrighty. Easter egg room is right next to L1. That's where we're at. Last thing. Unless you use a salute emote on the giant owl statue, and this will activate an audio clip.
Play emote. Salute.
The gears are turning. The plan's in motion. We'll have to scatter to avoid detection. This may be the last meeting of the Moravian Society. We'll seal the site until another who knows the rituals can reopen it.
Okay. Well, Moravian Society. Who knows? They scattered. That was interesting. I was hoping for a trophy or an unlockable. Interesting. Just interesting. Well, thanks for watching. Hope that was helpful for you. If you're a completionist like me, now you know what to do. Fearless out. Like, comment. If there's something else I'm missing, give me a direction.